Originally there was no lighthouses in Shetland, and then for the 1820s and on, and then the principal headlands and dangerous half-lying reefs and that kind of thing, they get the main lights on them. That's not just happening here, of course, it's happening on mainland Britain and all the other isles that lie off of Britain. The Northern Lighthouse build all the main lights to start with, and then they start filling in the gaps. Minor lights like Roe that were ever intended to be seen away out to sea. Roe wasn't unique in any respect. It's not like, say, Sumburgh or Aishnes where they're made for the foundation up by hand individually. You also think that would be designed in the Northern Lighthouse Board's draftsmanship office, and they would come up with this design, and they would have thought, yeah, it's absolutely ideal for the task. And then every occasion where there was a new light that to be made in a different place, then they would have taken this thing off the shelf and adapted it. The one particular one that was originally paraffin, then it was changed to acetylene in 1937, then it was changed from acetylene to gas in 1965. Carbide is the name of the fuel and acetylene is the name of the gas. The waste product of this process, once it was burned, it would have been this white strip running down all the banks, but that was a standard feature that you saw. A lot of the lights, they used to have fences putting around them, and I think the idea of the fence was this was a NLB property area and you didn't go within it. You're going to get kye and horses in the scattled, and sometimes they didn't want this animals kind of leaning along the lighthouse, kind of grubbying it up. The Muckle Roe Light was a regular thing that folk used as one of those navigational marks for folk going fishing, and they would kind of, oh yeah, the Roe Light has to be in line with this, that or the next. Even if the weather conditions is maybe a wee bit hazy, then it's in the middle of a heathery hillside and it's just blazing white, so it's absolutely perfect. In the First World War, the 10th Cruiser Squadron was a big naval fleet which was charged with the duty of enforcing blockade. So it was blockading shipping to check cargo, so they would go out to sea, investigate trading ships to see what they were doing, where they were going, and if they weren't satisfied with what they were doing and going, then they sent them into Lerwick to investigate them. But the warships was based in Bustivo and Alneford. In its own kind of uncelebrated way, it was kind of aiding part of the Allied war strategy, because it was a navigational marker for warships coming in and out of the blockade base. Roe Light is made in 1897. Shortly thereafter, you have the building of the Alna whaling station. It opens in something like 1903. So you have droves of whaling ships, steam whalers coming and towing in the whales for the whaling ground. So they tow it right in underneath Muckle Roe Lighthouse, all the way into Alneford where they process the whales, and then at the end of the season then out goes the cargo ship carrying the barrels of whale oil. Muckle Roe Lighthouse would have been, the first thing that they see in the 1890s, the West Side steamer used to come, and that was a passenger and cargo boat that belonged to the same company that used to go Aberdeen to Lerwick, North of Scotland Shipping Company. And besides doing that route, they also had things that go around the coast, and they would go, nowadays everything has to happen by the road, but then nowadays it happened by the sea. So if they had a cargo sacks of hot mail ordered for the aid shop, then it would come in the West Side steamer in past Muckle Roe Lighthouse, and in it goes. Or if they had bags of wilks, Sam's folk collects wilks now for export, has to go by road of course, but nowadays it's a crop of the sea, as you'd expect, good by the sea.